Good morning, children. How are you all doing? Hope you all are fine, children. I am also fine, children. Children, what did you learn in these three videos? Till yesterday, what did you learn? Did you learn anything? Did you enjoy the lesson, children? Till 5th standard, you were learning different things. But now in 6th standard, it will be very nice, children. Interesting facts, interesting stories, many new things which you can learn here. So, children, we learned many things in peace and harmony lesson. Yes or no, ma? We learned that all the animals, birds, insects, snakes and everybody were living together once upon a time. And when they were living together, enjoying very well, suddenly a jackal entered the forest who was very dirty, dangerous and cunning too. Yes or no, children? And what did it do? It spoiled all the minds of animals. And when it spoiled all the minds of animals, everyone began to suspect each other and they began to separate themselves, and they started to live among their groups by building boundaries, fences, without joining the other groups. And when it happened like this, they felt very sad. Whole forest even felt very sad, children. And you know, when they were together, once upon a time, they used to have some fun by spending their free time in the open fields by having musical evenings. At that time, they used to invite the moon, his friends, stars to be the guests of honor, it seems. So, when the jackal came and disturbed the whole atmosphere, the moon saw all this happening, and all the animals were being separated from each other, and they were afraid of each other, thinking that so and so animal is going to kill me, I should not go with them, I should not be with them, I should not talk with them, they thought, and they got separated and started to live among their own groups. So when it happened like this, the moon saw and thought for a while. The moon even cried, and the moon decided to come down as Sadhu. And the moon also came down as Sadhu. As soon as the moon came down as Sadhu, what happened, children? We will learn today what happened. Okay, let's turn our textbooks to page number 5. You can see the last paragraph, okay, at the bottom. The moon thought for a while and decided to come down among the animals and the birds as a Sadhu. As soon as the Sadhu appeared in the forest, the animals and the birds approached him to narrate their tales of woe. So, the moon thought for a while and decided to come down as a Sadhu, and it came down as a Sadhu. As soon as the moon came down as Sadhu, all the animals, birds, insects, snakes, everybody came together. Approaching means coming together. Okay, coming together to a person who is very near to them. So, all of them came near, approached the Sadhu, and they started to narrate their tales. Tail means not a tail which the animals will be having. This tale is different, children. Tale means story. Okay, ma? Tale, story, and they started to narrate. Narrate means explain the stories. Tale means story, and tales of woe. Woe means extreme sadness. So, all the animals, they started to narrate their stories of sadness. They cried, sobbed and blamed each other for disturbing the peace in the forest, and the Sadhu listened to them. So, what they did, after explaining all the stories of their sadness, they cried, it seems, and they sobbed. What is the meaning of sob, children? Cried noisily. See, sometimes when we cry, sound doesn't come out, but we see when a child is crying sometimes in the school, when teachers scold you for doing something wrong, you'll be crying, but sound doesn't come out, but we can see tears rolling down. Okay, children, but sometimes when we cry, when we want something in our houses, when we want something and when we ask our parents and when they won't give, we'll be crying noisily. Sound also comes out. Yes or no, ma? So in the same way, all the animals, they cried and they sobbed, made sound while crying, and they blamed each other for disturbing peace in the forest. Everybody started to blame. The tiger only did like this, the elephant did like this, the peacocks did like this. They were trying to kill us. They were waiting for an opportunity to spoil us, like that. Everybody started to blame each other, it seems. Sometimes in the class also, when you do a mistake, when teacher comes and asks you who has done this, who is the person who did this, then you will be telling others' names. But actually you will be the one who will be doing that. But you won't agree. You will be blaming others. But everybody knows that you are the person who did that, but you won't do. You won't accept. You will be blaming others. Yes or no, children? So here also, without knowing only, everybody started to blame each other for disturbing the peace in the forest. And the sadhu, he listened to them. Everybody, all the animals, birds, insects, snakes, everyone were telling their stories, and without ignoring, he was listening to everybody's stories. After listening, what he did, let's see. Turn to next page, ma. The sadhu brought together the lions and the rabbits for a common meal. He visited the python and the viper and had a long chat with them. Then after listening to their stories, the sadhu, he brought the lions and the rabbits for a common meal, to have a common meal, to sit at the same place and have a meal. He called the rabbits and the tigers. Once upon a time they were together, but after the jackal coming into the forest, everything was disturbed. No one were living together, they were only living with their own groups. But now, after the sadhu coming, he called the tigers, "Hey tigers, please come, rabbits, please come, let's have a common meal." He called them, and they all came for a common meal. After that, he visited the python and the viper. Who are these children? They are poisonous snakes, isn't it? Poisonous, na? Python and viper are poisonous snakes. So he visited them and he had a long chat. He spoke with them for a long time, it seems. Then he advised the eagle not to attack the little chicks that had lost their mother. And after that, he visited. Whom did he visit? He also visited the python and the viper. He also went to the eagle and he advised, gave an advice. "My dear eagle, please listen to me. Do not touch the chicks who lost their mother. They are alone now. No one is there to take care of them. They don't know what harm is going to come and how they have to live, how they have to search their food, how to protect from everybody, how to live safely. They don't know anything. So please see that you do not eat them, you do not touch them," he said. Then the sadhu accompanied the tiger and the wild bear to the nearest market. Accompanied. What is meant by accompanied? Go somewhere with someone. So the sadhu, along with the tiger and the wild bear, along with them, he went to the nearest market. And after that, he played with the bulbul, the owl and the monkeys. He also played with the bulbul. Bulbul is a tropical African and ancient bird which has a melodious voice. Okay, so he played with the bulbul, he played with the owl, and he also played with the monkeys, it seems. Why did sadhu do all these things, children? In order to remove the disturbances, in order to remove all the bad thoughts in their mind, in order to tell them, teach them that no one is going to harm them. He called each and every one together, and again he wanted them to be united. That's the reason he called each and every animal and had a chat with them and had a meal with them and went to market and played with them. Everybody came together. Again, all the animals, birds, insects, snakes, everybody came together to have peace and harmony again in themselves. He has done all this. If he does only, it will happen. If he won't do that, again the animals, they may be in their own groups. He doesn't want to be like, he doesn't want them to be in that way. So as he wants to see peace and harmony in the forest, he did all these things. But The jackal was very angry with what the sadhu was doing. Who was very angry, ma? Jackal. It was very angry. Why? The sadhu was making the animals to come together, to live together, to have peace and harmony among themselves. He doesn't like this. Why he doesn't like? If it happens, the jackal can't eat all the smaller animals. Yes or no? It can't get food. So he started to think, yeah, this man is again making peace and harmony, making them to live together. And if he does like this, I can't get food and it won't be possible for me. I may die. So the jackal didn't like what sadhu was doing. He did not want the animals to live in peace and harmony. So he was waiting for an opportunity to attack the sadhu. The jackal, he didn't want the animals and the birds to have peace and harmony. But the sadhu was trying to bring out that same peace and harmony among the animals. But jackal doesn't want, because if it happens so, it will be a problem for that jackal. It understood. So the jackal was waiting for an opportunity to kill sadhu. It was not waiting for an opportunity to kill the smaller animals. It is directly waiting to kill the sadhu. Oh, this is the person who is making all the animals to live together, who is telling them, teaching them, and again asking them to live united. So now it's waiting for an opportunity to kill the sadhu completely. Then what happened? One day, the animals, insects and birds held an emergency meeting, and they unanimously decided to approach the sadhu and pleaded with him to kill the jackal. So one day what happened? All the animals saw all this. The sadhu coming and making all the animals to live in peace and harmony and speaking to them, asking them to be together. Then one day what happened, you know, all the animals after that, again one day the animals, birds, insects, snakes, everybody, they held an emergency meeting. Held means children, hold, to have. Okay children, they had a emergency meeting. And what did they decide in that meeting? Unanimously. What is meant by unanimously? Unitedly. Okay. So all the animals unanimously they had a meeting, and they decided to approach the sadhu, and also decided to request. Request here in our lesson they used pleaded. Pleaded means requested. Okay. So they all held an emergency meeting and to approach the sadhu and pleaded with him to kill the jackal. They all had a meeting and they decided that we have to approach the sadhu and we should also request him to kill the jackal. They have decided that. And the sadhu said, I will not kill the jackal but help you in a different way. Then what the sadhu said? He doesn't want to kill. Mostly sadhus and all, they don't want to kill the animals. They don't want to harm anyone. Yes or no children? Mostly they will be having close relationship with God. People say that. So he said, I will not kill the sadhu, but definitely I am going to help you in a different way, he said. Then when the sun went to sleep, the jackal came to the house of the hens to take a few of them for his supper. The sadhu who had been lodging nearby came out of the house and spoke to the jackal. Take me today for your meal. So when the sun went to sleep, means when the sun sat down, the jackal again came out to take few chicks for his meal. As soon as the jackal came near that place, maybe the chicks started to make some sound saying as chuk, 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 like that. Then the sadhu heard this. Sadhu was already lodging over there, staying over there. He heard the chicks making sound. Then he thought the jackal might have come there to kill the chicks. And he came out. When he came out, he saw the jackal. Then the sadhu went near the jackal and said, please don't touch those chicks. Please take me for your meal today. I am ready. I am willing to come. I am ready. You can take me and you can eat me, he said. Though now, what did we learn? The sadhu himself sacrificed his life for the sake of all the animals. So children, today we have learned that we should not be cunning, we should not be dirty, we should not have bad thoughts, we should be together, we should be loving, we should be friendly, we should help each other, okay. We should also understand others' feelings, respect others. So here we see that the sadhu, he understood the feelings of each and every animal, bird, insects and snakes. So tomorrow again we will continue the lesson, but before that read the remaining part whatever we have learned and find out 5 hard words and find meanings for those from your dictionary. Thank you children.